Meanwhile, the big weekend is here. The Battle Creek Field of Flight Air Show and Balloon Festival starts today, and Barb Haluszka is here to talk with us about that. Hello, Barb.
Good morning.
Boy, you look calm for a lady with a huge event at her feet.
Well, that's because I have the best volunteers in America. They are on it today.
And it's clockwork, probably.
Yes.
You really know how to pull this off now.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing setup these last couple of days, honest and truly. Actually, the last 3 weeks, but last 2 days getting all the vendors' final touches on the field. It looks very, very well. I am so blessed to have the team that I have.
It works tremendously, and it looks like weather's going to cooperate.
I think so. It was cold yesterday during the setup time frames, but now it's beautiful, sunny. The carnival's all starting to get their rides up right now. All the rest of the vendors are moving in, getting ready for the big Wacky Wednesday out at the Battle Creek Field of Flight.
Yeah, what is Wacky Wednesday?
Wacky Wednesday is just going to be a fun day for us. It's going to be free parking and free admission. You have to pay if you want to ride any of the rides.
Okay.
We'll have entertainment on center stage. The food vendors are offering discounts. Those that are participating will have fun signs out in front of their booths. We have the motorcycle stunt team and then also the Great Lakes Timber Show this year. So those would be just fun things to kick it off, to get people out to the event grounds and see what's really going on, what's happening. Also to get our parking groups, which are all volunteer groups, doing it as a fundraiser, to get them used to how the cars flow, what's going to take place and what's going to happen.
Nice. Now, wait a minute. Balloons, fighter jets.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You said motorcycles in there.
I know. They're going to be jumping from ramp to ramp, so I'm really kind of excited about it.
Wow.
That'll be something fun to have happening the next couple of days before we actually start the air show, which, as we all know, will be on Friday. We'll have our practice show day. It's only a $5 parking, $5 admission, and it's all the air show performers, including those beautiful red, white, and blue U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds.
Right. So in the meanwhile, we can watch some Evel Knievel types doing their thing.
Exactly, exactly. And our first balloon launch will kick off tomorrow night. The balloonists will come into town tomorrow. The first flight will be Thursday. And it's also our Kids' Day tomorrow. And that day is only $5 per carload. So trying to keep it really inexpensive for families. Of course, when we get to the air show days, you know, we've got a lot of expenses to make up just to be able to produce the type of air show that we have.
Right, right. Now, what kind of conditions do we have to make it optimal for the balloons?
As long as we need to be a little 13 knots or less,
Okay.
is ideal. The morning flights normally are the best, and we don't do the morning flights out at the airport at all. Instead, we spread them out throughout the countryside, so we never know where they're going to launch from. So just go out in your backyard, take a look up, and you'll probably start to see some multicolors. And that'll start like on Friday morning. So that's optimum weather for them if it's, less than 13 knots. And it also depends on the upper winds as to how, if they're wacky, if they're going to be too wispy around, or what they're going to be doing.
How do you find folks with balloons to participate in this?
We've been doing it for so long that there's a lot of the balloonists. We're very blessed that have been coming back year after year after year. We are also finding, along with other events, that it's harder and harder to get balloonists to, take the time off to come in to fly.
Wow.
The older generation is doing it more so than the younger generation. So getting that younger generation is what we really need to try to attract. But they've all got families. They've all got busy things going on in their lives. So we're blessed. Having 40 to 50 balloons is really a great number. It's very manageable. And, you always have those cancellations at the last minute because things come up in people's lives. But still a good number that we have.
Yeah, 40 to 50, that seems like a lot.
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's great. Barb Haluszka's here. Battle Creek Field of Flight Air Show and Balloon Festival underway starting today. We'll take a break and come right back. WBCK, Barb Haluszka's here with the Battle Creek Field of Flight Air Show and Balloon Festival. You amaze me with all of your coordinating efforts. We were just talking about what goes into that a little bit off the air. But, yeah, so you've got all these balloons. We talked the last time you were here last year about the Thunderbirds and really trying to get them going. This is not, you can't just call them up and say, can you come over?
No, not at all. There's a whole lot of plan that goes into it. We have to submit forms to DOD, and that includes not just the Thunderbirds, but the Blue Angels. And then there's letters that go over for the Canadian Snowbirds. And then if you want the F-22 Raptor or any of the other military assets, which we're very limited on anymore, you have to submit all that stuff before, I think it's August 1st. So this event just is concluding. We got to jump right into filling out all the necessary paperwork in the scheduling. So it's very difficult, and there's a lot of costs associated with it now. The government used to cover the smoke oil. Now we pay for it. So, depending we're right around $15,000 just in smoke oil for the Thunderbirds.
Oh, my.
So that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of money goes into smoke oil.
So can you, I presume they try to spread them out, right? I mean,
Yes.
can we finish up here and put in another application and get them back next year? Does
No,
it work?
they're actually on a 2-year scheduling now, and next year they'll be back in Traverse City. So
Okay.
we are the only city in Michigan to have the Thunderbirds this year,
That's
which
great.
is an awesome coup. And we know that we have difficulties with our actual show box and where our show center is, because even though we've got that beautiful 10,000-foot runway, we've got residential and businesses at each end. We can only move so far. There's rules and regulations as to how far they can be from crowds, no crowds, all of the above. So when number 8 gets into town, you will see a red, white, and blue buzzing around there today. He'll be arriving today to do what's called an advance meeting, chat with us all, make sure that all the support equipment is here, which thank God for our Michigan Air National Guard base. Those guys have humped and thumped to bring in all this equipment that is necessary to support the team.
Yeah, and they just can't show up and start flying. They've got to study the terrain and all of that.
You're right. There's a lot that goes into it, not just for the pilots, but as organizers as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if nobody's been to this before, somebody's listening to it and maybe they haven't been before and this is new to them, how do you describe what takes place?
To me, it's like going to a mini Disney. I mean, we really focus hard on trying to have lots of great signage. There's beautiful, colorful flags that are where all the entrances are. We provide free shuttle. So we have 6 teams of shuttle service that are out there coming in the parking lots, rotating just constantly. We have handicap parking all organized. And even if you're not handicapped and you get down near that end, you can cut through the gate, jump on the shuttle. They'll take you right up to the gate. So we're shuttling people in and out of the field all the time, which not a lot of events do that, and it's 100% free. All the signage is amazing. I'm not kidding. There's ATM machines. You've got the carnival. There's lots of porta-johns. You can rent scooters. You can rent wagons. You can rent wheelchairs. We have a great company that we're working with. The food vendors are amazing. There's something for everybody there. There's healthy food, and let's be honest, there's our elephant ears. You got to have an elephant ear, too.
Yeah, can't pass that up.
No, exactly. So, I mean, I just think there's something for everybody. Again, you've got the balloons in the air show, and you've got entertainment on stage. Great variety of entertainment this year on the stage. It'll be a lot of fun. So, you can sit back, enjoy it, and really and truly, I don't think the vendors gouge. And all the crafters and stuff that we have, you can go shopping. There's Thunderbird T-shirt wearables. There's these beautiful carved airplanes. There's crafty items. There's purses. There's accessories. You name it, we've got it.
All right. So there is something for everybody, isn't there?
Yes.
So you got to study that, too, because if you're thinking about what interests people, you really thought about a broad base of things.
Yes, thank you. We really have. And this year we're blessed, too. The Army's going to actually bring in a big helicopter and have it on display for us.
Nice.
And we haven't had that in a very long time, and that's going to be kind of their recruiting booth. And the U.S. Air Force is bringing in this great big huge Air Force lab, which is free. So those things are free. There's also, it's a booth that's going to provide free hearing testing and things of that nature that will be there. And then we've got Speed Fest. Let's not forget that we are going to have head-to-head competition half-mile racing. So that'll happen Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we are they're sold out for all of Saturday. I think they're almost sold out for Sunday. So there's still a couple opportunities for people to participate, but it's really been well received the last couple of years.
All right. And we'll talk about how you can learn more information on this and check things out when we come back in just a second with Barb, talking about the Battle Creek Field of Flight Air Show and Balloon Festival getting underway right now. 22, Barb Haluszka's here with the Battle Creek Field of Flight Air Show and Balloon Festival. So at night, the planes land and the fireworks take off.
Yes, we have 2 fireworks shows this year that we have scheduled. The first one will be on Saturday, which is July 2nd. So we got a full day. It's basically 11 o'clock we open and 11 o'clock we close. And then we will also have fireworks again on the 4th of July.
How about it?
Yeah, we had to do 2 shows last year, and it turned out to be so successful that we decided to just go ahead and throw it in there this year. So really excited about that. I love the fireworks.
Yeah, and they've gotten fancier over the years, haven't they?
They have. And you have to be on the grounds to really appreciate it because it's all choreographed to music. So it's amazing how the shells actually do go with the music soundtrack that's been put together. So I'm anxious to hear it tonight. I actually haven't heard the final version of it. So there's 2 different shows that will be done on Saturday and then again on the 4th.
All right. So if you're already there, you can stay for the fireworks show. If you've been maybe on a different day and you want to come back, that's doable too.
Yes. And, when you pay your $5 parking and your $10 admission, or if you go to our website, you can get $2 off coupons. You only pay $8 for the full day.
Okay.
You can come and go as long as you keep your wristband on and keep your parking pass. So you can leave and come back if you so desire. But most people, they pretty much park it out there. They get their blankets and their little canopies and make a camp some people leave it there the whole week. Just get their spot and it's ready to go the next day when they come back. And nobody bothers it,
Stake it right out.
Exactly.
That's a nice idea. What is that website, by the way?
Oh, our website is www.bcballoons.com.
bcballoons.com. We'll repeat that, too, before our time is up today. How do you, when you get to this point, it's all staged and you take a breath, and then you think about next year, how do you approach making it different or new or bigger?
Exactly.
How do you do that? That must be pressure.
There is a lot of pressure because you want to change it up and you want to try to keep it fresh. There are some things that are your standard. That's what we're known for, Hot Air Balloons and Air Show.
Right.
But then you try to add additional things so that you can get that cross mix of people. Somebody will be over here for nothing more than the entertainment because that's what they really like. Some people won't come out for the air show because they could care less, but they want to see the balloons.
Yeah.
Some people just love this carnival that we have. Scurbecks are one of the best of the best. There's no doubt about it. Clean, very inexpensive, especially if you buy in advance. You can still buy in advance today online. Our website, click on the Scurbecks logo, and you can buy wristbands for the day. You can buy a mega pass for the whole event. So there's all kinds of discount things that are out there for people, too. Again, we're trying to keep it affordable for them, but at the end, we've got to be able to pay the bills, which is, I'd also like to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors and contributors and partners, because without them, this would not be possible.
Sure.
Whether it's cash or trade out, it's all so very important to this community.
All right, so this is all set on July 5th. Do you go put in a Thunderbirds application for 2 years from now? I mean, what's the first thing you do next week?
Next week we will actually get all the grounds turned down, start sorting through all the bills, and actually I make notes throughout the course of the week. I'll take pictures of the things that I really, really liked. Like I loved where the porta-johns were. I loved the setup, so that you don't forget.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, you can forget. It's in your mind, but when you're looking at a big open field, it's a lot different. You got to throw it all together. And we run on generators. My event power team has been amazing with putting together all of the checks and balances and the things that have to go into powering up that entire field. So everything you see out there is run by generators, not by underground, wires or anything else.
Right.
So a lot of planning and work goes in just to that.
You could have a whole infrastructure team just worried about all those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll go into all that, make sure all the cleanup's done, get rid of all the things that we don't need, get rid of garbage and junk, and then really get focused and start talking about what we're going to do next year, because our fiscal year ends the end of September, and it's time to start planning already. I mean, we got to get ready to go to the air show convention in December. We got to start looking at what acts we want, all of the above.
There's an air show convention?
There is. It's the largest in the world, and
it's
amazing. We go and we actually, go to classes there, and we actually talk to all the performers. You negotiate. You start. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that as well.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. So you have one central location where you could really make a lot of progress in scheduling the next year.
That's correct.
That's very smart.
It is, and it's important. And the other thing is, I want to meet with all my volunteers as soon as I can to do hash out meetings, so that we talk about the things that went well, the things that didn't. What do we need to change? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And thus far, like I said, all the things that we've been planning, knock on wood, and have met with and organized. Everybody I'm talking to is like, well, how'd it go when you had to go pick up the product at Meijer? Fantastic. Mark was fantastic, and yada, yada. So everything's falling into place. All the memos, all the checks and balances are all there, and everybody's doing their part to make sure it's successful.
Well, and you have a lot of enthusiasm. I imagine that helps.
Oh, they're great folks, let me tell you.
Barb, congratulations on another year, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Barb Haluszka's here. Battle Creek Field of Flight Air Show and Balloon Festival. bcballoons.com is that website. Get all that info and check on things there.